In the heart of Kenya's Maasai Mara, where the savannah hums with life and danger, a lion cub was born into a legacy of power and promptly forgotten. This is the story of Earless, a lion who defied the odds to become the mightiest of the Notch dynasty, a name that echoes like thunder across the African plains. Abandoned by his father, Notch, a legendary lion who ruled 11 prides with unmatched dominance, Earless was left to face a brutal world alone. Yet, within this cub burned a fire that would reshape the Mara's history. Let's unravel the tale of how a forsaken cub rose to become a king, and what secrets of survival he carried in his blood. Picture the scene: 2011 Maasai Mara. Notch, a titan among lions, strides across his vast territory, his coalition of sons trailing behind, carving out an empire. But in their wake, a pride is left behind, vulnerable. Among them, a tiny cub, just months old, clings to his mother. This is Earless, named for his distinctive lack of ear tufts, a trait that set him apart from his kin. Notch's hunger for conquest meant weaker prides were abandoned, left to fend off intruders. For a cub like Earless, this was a death sentence. When a new dominant lion seized the pride, tradition dictated he'd kill any cubs not of his lineage. But fate had other plans. Earless' mother, a cunning lioness, hid him in the tall grasses for weeks, shielding him until the new king was distracted by her daughter's mating cycles. When she finally brought Earless back, the king, sated and less threatened, spared the cub's life. This was no act of mercy, it was a rare miscalculation. Earless grew, his muscles mirroring his father's, his spirit unyielding. By the time he was a teenager, he was a force of nature, leading hunts with a boldness that turned heads. Did you know lions as young as Earless rarely take charge during hunts? Yet here he was, orchestrating kills, ensuring his siblings ate only after he did, a born leader. But power comes at a price. As Earless entered puberty, his presence threatened the pride's king. The older lion, who'd raised him like a son, now saw a rival. Tension simmered. Earless, though, was no ordinary lion. He studied the king's every move, watching as he fended off invaders. Each roar, each strike, was a lesson etched into Earless' mind. Fun fact: lions learn combat strategies by observing their elders, and Earless was a master student. When the lionesses entered estrus, Earless' hormones surged, and he seized his moment. One scorching afternoon, while the king napped under the savannah sun, Earless mated with a lioness, a bold act of defiance. The king awoke to a changed pride. No longer the sole ruler, he confronted Earless, urging him to leave. But Earless, forged in adversity, refused. What followed was a battle for the ages, two titans clashing under the Mara's endless sky. The king, torn between fondness and fury, hesitated to deliver a fatal blow. Earless, fueled by his father's tempestuous blood, fought with relentless precision. After a grueling duel, Earless emerged victorious, claiming the throne. His first act as king? A grim necessity. He eliminated the former ruler's cubs to secure his lineage. It's a brutal reality of lion society. New kings often kill to ensure their genes prevail. Earless' reign was nothing short of cinematic. Every fight mirrored Notch's ferocity, as if his father's spirit guided him from afar. Hunting became his art form, a display of prowess that awed his pride. Did you know Earless was recorded as the most aggressive of Notch's heirs? His dominance was unchallenged until tragedy struck. During a hunt, a buffalo's wrath claimed one of his lionesses. Enter Boxer Noose, a lion seeking vengeance for his own lost queen. Instead of rivalry, the two formed a rare alliance, a bromance that shook the Mara. Together, they conquered 2 more prides, expanding Earless' empire. By 2020, Earless and Boxer Noose were last seen leading their prides toward the Mara's borders, chasing new horizons. Their fate remains a mystery, but Earless' legacy endures. He wasn't just a survivor, he was a testament to resilience, a cub who turned abandonment into triumph. What made Earless so formidable? Perhaps it was his father's genes, or maybe it was the crucible of his early years. I like to think it was both, plus something deeper, a spark of defiance that refused to be extinguished. Earless' story reminds us that even in the wild, where survival is a daily gamble, greatness can rise from the ashes of neglect. The grandsons of Notch carry on his bloodline, their roars echoing Earless' saga. The Maasai Mara, with its endless dramas, continues to teach us about courage, power, and the unbreakable will to survive. So, next time you hear a lion's roar, remember Earless, the forgotten cub who became a king.